Hey everyone, it's Tyler from Zephyr Epic, and welcome to 2025-26 Upper Deck Series 2 release day. Today we are going to rip open a couple of boxes in celebration of the release day and kind of go through the case over time on YouTube videos as well. So you'll only see the first couple just because we are doing breaks at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time this morning. The link will be in the description below. They are pick your teams and they are both posted. If all the breaks fill, we might do another break as well, but yeah, anyways, and also if you're interested in picking up a box, there'll be a link in the description below. That link will probably go live later in the day. But we have a full case for YouTube, so we're going to go ahead and just take like 2 random boxes here, and yeah, we'll just take the middle 2, because we'll go with that. All right, let me get this out of the way here. And there we go. So yeah, Series 2 is here. I am very much looking forward to this. Obviously, the key chase young gun is Matthew Schaefer. He has been absolutely insane this year. Literally single-handedly, essentially, turned around the Islanders. So, on average per box, let's get into the nitty-gritty of this. You can find 8 glow-up Boomtown slaps and or UD portrait cards, 6 young guns as per usual, 8 sizzle reels. If you know, you know. Let them cook and or vibing cards. Wow, they really went full Gen Z there. 4 UD canvas and or UD canvas young guns cards, 4 encore cards, 1 outburst silver, 1 blue dazzlers, 1 glow-up Boomtowns slaps or UD portrait speckle parallel, 1 sizzle reel, if you know, you know, let them cook and or vibing speckle parallel, and then 1 rare ratioed short print numbered or printing plate card per box. And then per case, you generally will find 4 clear cut parallels, 1 pink dazzlers, 1 UD canvas black and white, and then 4 fluorescents per case. So actually interesting that the clear cut young gun isn't denoted on that case break. It should be still 1 per case, I would imagine. I don't know if it's listed on the back here, but I'm going to assume that it is, and we will hope for the best. Actually, you know what? Let's check the checklist here, just a sanity check, because that would be weird if it's not. So let me sanity check this. Clear cut young guns. There we go. 1 in 144. So yeah, it's in the same 12 card per pack, 12 pack per box format as well. So here we go. Here's our first look. We got serial number 14 on that with Nick Suzuki. That's got to be good luck. We'll go slow through this. Again, it's a continuation of Series 1. Honestly, I can't remember if we posted the Series 1 video or not. But it happened during when I was on paternity leave. So, unfortunately, I didn't get to fully experience release day. But this one, I get to experience it. So, Drake Batherson for the centers. Here's a canvas. Same thing as last time. Here's a Let Them Cook. Yeah, these are just on the good old heat element. And Urov on the Young Gun canvas. So, by the way, there's a menu by Chef Alexander Barkov, just kind of with a general thing on there. But Danila Yerov on the young gun, he is a promising player, I would say. Has played kind of in between center and wing for the Wild. If he does get the opportunity to play with Kaprizov, he could see his point totals go up. But yeah, decent young gun to get out of the gate here. And then obviously the key young gun you're looking for is Matthew Schaefer, but Michael Misa is also a really good follow-up. Urov's one of the ones that I actually like as well. And then if I can pull up my full list here, Ben Kindle, Brady Martin, Easton Cowan, Sam Dickinson, Alexander Nikishin, Braden Coots, obviously Urov's another one. Here's a Forsberg canvas, sizzle reel. These are back again of Dylan Gunther. And here's the young gun canvas checklist. So this is Schaefer and Michael Misa. There we go. But yeah, Matt Gridden's another player I like. Emmett Finney, Zeev Buyam, Axel Sandin Palika, Dmitry Simashev, Isaac Howard, and then Michael Brandseg Nygaard is a player that I'm also pretty high on. I think he'll be a little bit of a sleeper, but that's okay. It's good to have some sleepers in the set. And yeah, I'm just generally looking forward to this. The big canvas chase is Demidov as well, so yeah, here is a slaps. This is just slap shot. This is a very MVP style of insert. Wow, this is a Danila Urov box with the canvas. Decent young gun canvas to get. The checklist is kind of pretty solid, but not perfect, I would say. And the sleeve is not cooperating, so Try a different one. Sometimes they're just a little bit goofy. No notable lift on the canvases. That's been a previous issue. Actually, something I should keep an eye out for. And I'll let them cook of Brady. I don't think we need to see those anymore. The base is the base set. It is what it is. So if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. What do we have here? We have a clear cut of Jordan Eberle. So yeah, these are 4. Well, you get 3, and then 1 young gun per case. If you know, you know, for the Columbus Blue Jackets, and these kind of go over just like, I guess, a fun fact. Yeah, essentially just a fact, and then a slaps of Dougie. So, all right. Obviously, there's Day with the Cups of the Panthers. There's a bunch of other really cool Easter egg inserts that you can find. Not a ton of Demidov content in here. Here's a Vibing of Hellebuck. Kind of got like rave lights in the background. Glow Up of Brant Clark. These would be cool if they glowed in the dark. Oftavinen for the Kraken on the Young Guns. Just kind of like a depth defender, I would say. So, nothing major there. Ooh, Fantilli Winter Classic photo. That's cool. Photography at the very least. Cool photo. Yoko Haru, Jake Evans, Zach Benson, Nichushkin. It's going to be interesting to see how many of these players get traded to different teams too. Obviously, Zeke Bouillon's already gone to a different team from what he's listed on here. Here's an encore of Matthew Wood. This is a blue encore. Vibing of Binnington and a portrait of Scheifele. So again, keeping the same portraits theme. I'm not the biggest fan of the look of them personally, but that is just me. Yeah, but let me know what your thoughts on the set are as we open up a couple boxes again. We'll try and do the full case here on YouTube over time. Lane Hudson on the If You Know, You Know Sparkle. So they have team and player, or speckle, sorry, not sparkle. Encore of Dylan Holloway. That seems like a regular one, yeah. And then Lane Hudson. These seem a little bit more shiny for some reason. Like that seems just have a bit of a different texture to it. I don't know. Just seems a little bit different. And then the Hudson on the portrait. So yeah, portrait design is definitely not my favorite this year. I don't know. It looks very similar to the Fanimations, but ooh, we have a population count. Oh, should be decently low numbered. Yeah, Morgan Riley to 100 for the Leafs. So if you're not unfamiliar with how these cards work, essentially they have like 1,500, 125, 10, and 1, and whatever number is up here is how many are made. So that is technically a numbered card out of 100. A Brian Russ and a Boomtown of Ryan Hartman. Yeah, these inserts I feel like, I guess it's an extra card. Nice. The inserts feel MVP-ish, but that's okay. I think some kids will like it, which, hey, not the end of the world. Nice Brady Martin. One of, I would say, the top, like, definitely a top 10 young gun you're looking for. Some people probably have him in their top 5. He's kind of like right, I think he's right at number 5 for me. Actually might be number 4, but like, honestly, it's pretty interchangeable from numbers like 3 through, I don't know, 13 to 15. There's obviously some players that I like a little bit more. There's some players that I like a little bit less, but yeah, it is overall, I would say, a fairly solid crop. There's a lot of intriguing prospects that have upside, but also have decent floors. So that's always something that's good when you're opening up flagship. Here's a sizzle reel of Michkov, a glow up of Dorofeyev, and a Hunter Brustevich. In terms of young guns, he's one of my guys that I think you want to keep an eye on because he is a right shot defenseman and he has a lot of puck moving abilities, but his defensive game is fairly weak. And so if he does hit at the NHL level, it should be as a top 4 offensive defenseman, and he probably will get a lot of opportunity in what should I call it, in Calgary, as they kind of go through a little bit of a retool-ish rebuild thing, much like the Canucks. There's our silver outburst. Be cool to pull a gold outburst again. Vibing of Olmark, Dylan Holloway on the glow up, and a Jackson Lacombe on the silver outburst. So I'll put that there. But yeah, so far, I mean, the insert sets are what they are. I'm not the biggest fan of the like glow ups and stuff like that, but you know, it is what it is. Don't have to be the biggest fan of all the insert sets. They just feel like a little bit closer to MVP rather than Series 1, Series 2 of years past. So here's our Dazzlers of Evan Rodriguez. These have a little bit of a different foiling to them again. is nice. They got a little bit actually more of like that cracked ice. What's the breaking news actually, rather than the regular Dazzler's foil? So Kemper, and then a slaps of Colton Parayko. And last pack here of the box. So I wonder if the numbered card is just going to be extra, like the pop count, or if we're going to get another numbered card. I'm sure it'll be extra, but here is DPD, Elias Pettersson on the Encore. Canvas of Olmark, Young Guns of Axine Sandin Palika, who is, again, I have him in the B- tier. Offensively, I think he is definitely up there for like talent in this Young Gun crop. I just think he's got a lot of defensive deficiencies, and he's going to be behind a couple of Red Wings, obviously most Sider being the big guy. But so just one of those players, keep your eye on and hope for the best. So yeah, all right, there's the first box done. We'll go on to the second box here. I'm just going to shrink down the base cards. But overall impressions is that it is flagship. It's very similar to Series 1. I think my thoughts are going to be the exact same. I'm not the biggest fan of the insert sets, but the Young Guns look okay. And yeah, I think that is fine. So yeah, that's really, this product is essentially bread and butter for your Young Guns. And if you are new to the hobby, I know we're going to see a bit of an influx in people who are new to the hobby because of the Olympics. There are 4 different SKUs for this. So you have your hobby boxes. This is where you can get your numbered stuff, your outburst golds and reds, the really high valued stuff. You also have retail tins, which tend to be, I think they still are the best bang for your buck in terms of Young Guns. And then you have blasters, which are your kind of cheapest entry point for a sealed product. I think you can kind of get 2 Young Guns per blaster type of thing. And then you have, there's the fat packs or gravity feeds, whatever you want to call them. Actually, they might be both. We're going to rip and stack, by the way, because I like ripping and stacking after you see one box. It goes a little bit quicker, and we can talk through things a little bit more continuous. And then those ones are the gravity feeds and fat packs. They're kind of different SKUs. I think they do both, but it might just be one or the other. They're kind of like your worst odds, I would say, of pulling Young Guns and stuff, but sometimes they have exclusive parallels for things like Dazzlers and things like that. So there's also, depending on what SKU you open up, there can be like a Dazzlers pack, or there can be like rookie die cuts type of thing. So there's just a little bit of variation between them, but generally, again, like a lot of people probably be chasing that Schaefer Gold Outburst, and that will be in hobby. So Sizzle Reel Sparkle of Cole Caulfield, Roman Josi, and Glow Up of Eklund. So yeah, there we go. This is a little bit better pacing. So Tage on the Sizzle Reel. I mean, he does have a lot. Gunther, and another Brady Martin. So this is interesting, just because in previous releases of Series 1 and Series 2 over the past couple years, it seems like what Young Guns you get kind of like duplicate in the next box type of thing. So interesting that we got 2 Martins, but I'm not complaining. Good player, good rookie to get. So especially as Nashville kind of looks to retool. There's the Hagel, canvas of Boone Jenner. Will he be a Blue Jacket? And I'll let them cook of Chef Quinn Hughes. So, you know what? Quinn Hughes is not cooking for the Canucks anymore. We'll put it that way. But I'm glad he's thriving a little bit in the Minnesotas. Good for him. Mo Sider on the Dazzlers. Yeah, that's got that different foil to it. Yanni Neiman and JT Miller. I like Neiman as a rookie. So a lot of the Encores are going to be rookies in this, which will be nice. Here's a Jack Hughes Sizzle Reel and a Schaefer Rookie Portraits. And I think all Schaefer stuff is going to have some value to it. And just because of how good he's been, and especially early on, the portraits and other parallels will generally sell higher. Wyatt Amode, I forgot to look up how to pronounce his name. I will be doing that after this video, just so I am familiar with him for tomorrow. But he's kind of an AHL, NHL tweener, so not the biggest prospect, but definitely got to keep your eye on. Population count 1,000 of Linus Olmark, so that's our numbered card for the box. And then Brad Marchand, if you know, you know. I mean, there's a lot of fans around the league that, don't really want to know this guy. But a Boomtown of Martin Pospisil. So there we go. There's kind of half of the box and the next half. So apologies if my voice is a little bit gravelly. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm still getting over a bit of a bug. Not that I have the bug still. It's just it really took out my voice last week, and doing all the video content for this and breaks and stuff really strained it. So hopefully it heals up. So all right, last stack here. Again, look out for the rest of the case over upcoming YouTube videos. Gonna just spread it out slowly so we can kind of see, like, I might try and do it in probably post commentary for some of the videos later on too. So just so we can, you know, have some commentary over what we've pulled, what we've kind of seen, what the product looks like, what Young Guns are doing, and just use it like that. Michkov, Joachim Kamel, and Joel Nystrom for the Hurricanes. A player that, again, I think he's got potential to be a really solid NHLer. I think he'll probably net out as like maybe a number 4D, but definitely a solid bottom pairing guy. Just probably won't get a ton of hobby love because he's in Carolina and because he won't hit the score sheet a ton. Our clear cut. Wow, we got another clear cut already. That's a nice Bedard. The base at least looks nice. Tim Stützle on the clear cut. Vibing of Demko and Austin Matthew on the slaps. All right, man, I love the MSG photography. Canvas of Macklin Celebrini. I wonder how well his stuff, like his canvas and stuff, is going to sell. Let Them Cook of Nathan McKinnon and Isaac Howard for the Oilers. He's a player that I have in the B- tier strictly because if with any Oilers prospect that has scoring upside, if they end up hitting and sticking alongside Draisaitl or McDavid, their value will go up, and I think he does have that potential. So, player to keep an eye on. Ultimately, I don't think he's going to end up being like a guy you write home about, but like could be a third liner, but again, just worth keeping an eye on. Nichushkin, Hanifin, and Kaplan. Kaplan I put in the C- tier. He does have like some solid aspects to his game, but if he hits, I think it'll be as a bottom 6 forward. And then kind of finishing things up here, we haven't hit our okay, so right there. Patrick Laine on the sizzle reel, Foligno on the outburst, Casper on the glow up. So, and then getting down to the end here, we have a canvas of Cam Talbot, a Stolars on the vibing, and a Ty Mueller for the Canucks on the Young Guns. The Canucks quite like Ty Mueller. I think he projects to be more of a bottom 6 center, maybe a third line guy if he hits the NHL level. But they seem to be quite happy with him, and so he'll probably get a chance at the end of the year if the Canucks are able to move some of their UFAs. They'll probably call him up and see what he can do at a bigger look at the NHL level. So again, they quite like his game. So, all right, that wraps up our 2 boxes. So no Schaefer Young Gun yet, but overall, I mean, pretty like solid, I would say. We got the Mueller, the Kaplan, a Howard, a Nystrom, Wyatt, 2 Brady's, a Sandin Palika. I guess we did get the Schaefer checklist. Otto Väinen, another Brady Martin, Bruce Devich, and then the Urov canvas and base Young Gun. So in terms of number stuff, we did get a Allmark pop count to 1,000 and a Morgan Riley to 100. I'll always keep track of the numbered stuff for the first few cases, especially like because over time, if you can build a large enough sample size, you can kind of figure out the print run. So like I mentioned, we will be doing case breaks of this today at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. That is 12:30 Eastern. And then we'll also be doing some breaks Friday for it as well. We'll definitely be doing 2 cases on to Pick Your Team. Those are posted, and they've already been live for, I guess, since yesterday. So they'll be, somewhat full. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like. Let me know what your favorite card of the break was and what your thoughts are on the set overall and the Young Gun crop. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.